Patriots fans, we're back with an exclusive video on the latest updates on our beloved New England Patriots. Before we jump in, don't forget to subscribe to Patriots Hub and hit that like button. This way you'll stay updated and never miss any breaking news or exclusive content. The New England Patriots are facing several tough decisions heading into the 2025-26 season. Who will earn a spot on the team and who could be let go? One position group that's bound to spark. Plenty of debate is the wide receivers. Let's dive deeper into that. There's a massive amount of daily content covering the Patriots, so make sure to stay tuned. The first question worth considering is, among all the wide receivers currently on the roster, who do you think should be the first to go? I want to hear your thoughts, so feel free to leave a comment. Clearly, this team has a lot of young talent at the wide receiver position, many of whom still haven't tapped into their full potential. It's very possible that an underutilized draft pick from last year, like Jalen Polk, could be on a bubble. I believe Javon Baker might be cut before Jalen Polk, simply because Polk was a higher draft pick, which typically signals the team saw more long-term potential in him. However, there is also a connection between Mike Vrabel and Javon Baker, so we'll have to watch how that plays out. Next, we have Kayshon Boutte. Does the organization and new leadership truly see him as a valuable wide receiver? That's a question mark. They may choose to move on, despite the chemistry that seemed to be developing with Drake May at the end of last season, including Boutte's first touchdown and a few other highlight plays. Then there's Kendrick Bourne, a veteran who's dealt with injuries and didn't have a standout season last year. Many expected him to be the WR1, but that didn't materialize. There's a real chance he could be cut to free up salary cap space. From what I've gathered, releasing him after June 1st could be financially advantageous, though I need to double check the specifics. I've also heard some talk that MCR Holland might not be in a secure position either. It seems like no one's job is safe. They could release him to preserve some long-term cap flexibility. Again, if he's cut after June 1st, that may work in the team's favor. Something worth looking into. Honestly, I take back what I said before, Stefan. Diggs is safe. My guy, Pop Douglas, is safe. But there's another player I'd like to discuss today, Effton Chisum III. Effton is a standout athlete from Eastern Washington. I feel like this show is becoming a hub for FCS football talk, because this is the second straight day we're covering an FCS prospect drafted by the Patriots. He's another player from the Big Sky Conference. Just like Lan Larison, who we talked about yesterday, the Big Sky is one of the strongest in FCS football. And if you're familiar with Eastern Washington, if you know college ball and you follow the NFL, you know Kendrick Bourne played there. So did Cooper Kupp. That brings us back to Effton Chisum. I genuinely believe there's significant potential here, and it's time to explore that. First off, he plays in the slot. He's a smaller guy, about 5'10", and around 200 pounds, maybe slightly less. But the strengths he brings are clear, and they stood out from the start. What's interesting is that when you look at his combine evaluation, it highlights a strength that makes total sense, but then follows with a weakness that seems to contradict that very strength. Let me explain. As a slot receiver, you're often targeted on quick passes, screens, mesh concepts, shallow crossers. You put the ball in the slot receiver's hands and let him go to work. One of Chisum's biggest strengths is making the first tackler miss. Perfect. Let's build on that. Now here's the part that gets called a weakness. According to Pro Football Focus, 39% of his receptions occurred behind the line of scrimmage. From my perspective, if a guy consistently makes the first tackler miss, that's not a weakness, that's a weapon. And when you dig into the numbers, he averaged nearly 11 yards per reception in 2024, off 120 catches. That's production. He's gaining positive yards on passes behind the line of scrimmage, and to me, that's not a red flag. It's part of the job description for a slot receiver, just like yesterday when I was talking about Lan Larison, who fits what the coach looks for in a running back. Tongue twister alert. I see Effton Chisum in a similar spot among the receivers, taking a lesser-known wideout, putting him in the slot, and watching the coach turn him into a real contributor. I love Pop Douglas. He's elite. But Effton Chisum has real potential to shine if he can expand beyond the slot. But that's the challenge. If the slot is where he thrives, well, that's where he needs to carve his role. Lan Larison is highly versatile. Chisum is slightly more limited in that sense. Now look at Kyle Williams, A big reason he was taken 69th overall is that he can play anywhere, inside or outside. Doesn't matter. He can run routes and he has excellent top-end speed. I'm not saying Effton Chisum will replace Pop Douglas. I don't think he has the same speed. But I do believe he's a fierce competitor, and that shows in his play. Realistically, it wouldn't be a surprise if Chisum makes the 53-man roster. Again, let's go back to the stats. One of the supposed weaknesses from the combine, that high percentage of catches behind the line, I see as a strength. His ability to generate positive yardage and his impressive second gear are key traits for any pro receiver. Another criticism is that he played at the FCS level, similar to Larison, but I would push back on that. There's a strong track record of FCS talent, especially from Eastern Washington, succeeding at the next level. If we were talking Division 2 or 3, I'd understand the concern. Jumping from DYSY to the NFL is a major leap. Even switching from rugby to football doesn't always translate. Playing at a Power 5 school isn't a guarantee either. So I don't buy the argument that the FCS level disqualifies him. Sure, the defenses he faced weren't SEC caliber. I'll grant you that. But I believe he can adjust stat-wise. He was targeted 146 times and brought in 120 receptions for just over 1,300 yards, with an average of almost 11 yards per catch and 13 touchdowns. That's impressive output across 3 seasons, no matter the competition level. In his third year alone, he had 85 catches and nearly hit 1,000 yards. The guy knows how to produce, and bringing him in was a smart move, in my view. What do you think? Do you believe Effton Chisum is a valuable addition and that he can lock down a roster spot? We've talked about the projected 53-man roster, which includes Chisum. Looking at the list, even though it's not final, some notable names are missing, which raises eyebrows. There are definitely voices saying certain players aren't getting the recognition they deserve. The reality is leadership, even with some players absent, is crucial to the group's success. But if a player isn't performing on the field and there's a chance to bring in someone at a lower cost, why not? Take it? Helping a teammate develop is also a valid approach. While I recognize the value of certain players, if I had to guess, I'd say the final list will feature a few key names and some notable omissions. This is just a projection, and we've still got time before the final decisions are made. So I'd love to hear your take. I believe Chisum has a lot to offer this team, but that doesn't guarantee him a spot. We'll keep watching how things unfold during practice, and I want to hear your opinion. Are you in or out on Chisum? There's an interesting narrative developing from one player who admitted that the transition under the new head coach has been challenging. He said the experience was different at first. It was his first time under a head coach in this kind of situation. The coach has a strong personality and a ton of experience, which has been a positive thing. He emphasized that it's essential to have a coach with high standards. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to Patriots Hub and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep delivering the latest updates on our New England Patriots. And don't be shy, share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. Tight end. Hunter Henry has officially confirmed his departure from the New England Patriots, bringing an end to a chapter that began in 2021. Speaking to reporters earlier today, Henry expressed both gratitude and a sense of anticipation for what lies ahead in his NFL career. His contract with the Patriots expired at the end of the 2024 season, and while there had been speculation about a possible extension, no new deal was reached. Now Henry enters free agency as one of the top veteran tight ends available on the market. During his 3 seasons in New England, Henry emerged as a reliable target, especially in the red zone. He totaled over 1,700 receiving yards and scored 17 touchdowns with the Patriots, often serving as a steady presence in a team that underwent significant changes at the quarterback position and coaching staff. Known for his crisp route running and strong hands, Henry was a key figure in helping young quarterbacks gain confidence, even as the Patriots struggled to regain their former dominance in the AFC East. In his statement, Henry thanked the organization, his teammates, and the fans for their unwavering support. It's been an honor to wear the Patriots jersey and be a part of this franchise. I've learned a lot, grown as a player, and I'll always be thankful for my time here, he said. His departure marks yet another transition for a Patriots team that is clearly moving into a new era with a fresh coaching staff and a renewed focus on rebuilding their offense. Now at age 30, Henry is expected to draw interest from multiple NFL teams in need of a veteran tight end who can contribute immediately both as a receiver and blocker. While he has dealt with minor injuries throughout his career, his professionalism, experience, and locker room leadership make him a valuable asset. As free agency approaches, all eyes will be on where Henry lands next and whether he'll have the chance to chase a championship ring that eluded him in New England. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our New England Patriots, be sure to subscribe to Patriots Hub and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.